Hello everyone, my name is Sam and welcome to my channel. Now it's no secret that everyone would like to be successful in their life, whether it's through money, relationships, or school, job. Everyone has goals to succeed. However, not everyone is lucky enough to succeed every time they put their mind to something. And that brings me to today's video, as you could have guessed through the title, which is failure. Failure can happen anywhere and everywhere to anyone and everyone. Yet, we seem to be so afraid of it nowadays. So today I wanted to kind of break it down a bit and see why we are so afraid of failure, and then talk about ways that we can overcome it. Before we dive in, I just wanted to say that I am not a clinical psychologist, and you should definitely consult a mental health professional before making any major life changes, because I don't want that on my conscience. So, why are we so afraid of failure? This is my theory on this. Just a couple thousand years ago, we were still living in a hunter-gatherer society where people's only goal was survival. Men had to hunt and women had to gather. Now, if we were unable to achieve any of those tasks, it was quite a literal battle between life and death. And it didn't help that men's status and power, or their ability to procreate, is tied to their ability to hunt. Now, back in 2021, we don't actually live in that kind of world now. But that link to wealth and status is still pretty relevant today, and that's why we tend to place such emphasis on it. As children, we grow up very curious of the world, and we have so much potential and positivity and imagination, and throughout the first 18 years of your life, you're just still learning, essentially. While you want to do anything and everything, you inevitably come across some adults that say no. And sometimes it's for good reason. Like, don't touch the burning hot stove. Don't eat that ice cream. There are some explanations for those no's. And while it's important to say no time to time, it eventually takes a subconscious toll on us. We're getting used to hearing no so many times that we eventually just stop trying. And by the time that you turn 18 or later in life, you have fewer adults telling you what to do and not to do. But by the time we hit that point, our creativity and our imagination and our curiosity has just been stomped on so many times that we're afraid to stray from the path and try new things. I think people are scared of failing also because it can be pretty embarrassing, let's be real. For example, sometimes I'll see a cute girl walking across the street, and just when I'm about to go walk up to her, there's this hesitation. And this hesitation doesn't come from her possibly saying no, but it comes from the possibility of her saying no and then having other people see it and then laugh at you about it. And that can be really embarrassing. So fear of embarrassment can be a huge deterrent in people from trying new things. So now that we've talked a bit about why failure can be so scary, let's talk about how we can overcome it. One way to overcome failure is to have an honest conversation with yourself. And feel free to use your friends as a sounding board as well. But you want to ask this question, and that's, what's the worst that can happen to you? So remember, we're not a bunch of hunters and gatherers anymore. And let's say that you just want to go to the gym for the first time on your own, or maybe just talking to a stranger. I know it's easy to overthink and automatically think of the worst case scenario, but chances are you'll find out that the world isn't as cruel as you might have thought. Remember, we are all humans here, and everyone has experienced failure at one point or the other. So, for example, I would like to try creating a YouTube channel. And it's something that I've been thinking about doing for a few months, but I've only seriously entertained doing it for a few weeks. And I don't consider myself a YouTube personality. I don't really use social media that much. However, I think putting myself out there and trying to extend out of my comfort zone is another way to grow. And if I can also potentially make money from doing this, why not? So what is the worst that can happen? Am I going to die from making this YouTube video? Probably not. Maybe this video would get no views, and that would be okay. Or maybe this video would get tons of views and everyone would laugh about it, and all of a sudden everyone hates me, or I become the laughingstock of the internet, which I hope doesn't happen. Please be nice. But the point is, the outcome isn't as bad as death, and we don't need to be afraid of accomplishing these little goals that we have for ourselves. And that leads to my next step of overcoming failure, which is to take baby steps. Now, I know this video isn't going to win an Oscar, and it definitely shouldn't, because it would just be an insult to all filmmakers out there. But it's still a good idea to just dip your feet in it, try to get used to being in front of a camera, which I clearly am not, but I'm still learning, and I'll probably have to edit through a good few minutes of this footage to get through it. But again, this is all a learning process. I'm definitely not perfect, and I might fail at making this a viral video. But if my goal is to just be able to film, edit, and upload a video, and not worry about the amount of views that it gets or how many subscribers I can get, that could be considered a success. So probably the hardest part is trying to force yourself to take little steps towards your goal. Maybe you want to start going to the gym more often, and the first step to getting closer to that goal is literally just going to the gym. You don't have to lift any weights, you don't have to talk to anybody, though it could be nice to, just so you're not a creep. But just go to the gym, walk around, see what other people are doing, and once you're done, you can leave. The next day you can do the same thing, but maybe spend like a few more minutes there, and then repeat that process until you eventually become comfortable going to the gym, that it's simply second nature. The thing about achieving real success is that it rarely ever comes quickly, and you're going to have to work your way all the way from the bottom to the top. Just like how if I want to be a YouTube star, I'm going to have to first learn how to talk to a camera more often. If it's something that I want to do, you bet I'll continue doing it. Alright, I think I've been filming for a while and my battery's going to die soon, but I just wanted to leave these parting words from a certain Prince Zuko. He told Sokka in Avatar: The Last Airbender that in life we are going to fail a lot, but you have to try every single time. I think it's a great quote because it kind of normalizes the process in everyone's life, and we should be failing more often, because if we're not failing, then are we really living? So yeah, failure sucks, but every single time you try doing a task poorly, eventually you'll start getting better and better and learning from it. And that's what I plan to do from making this video. So if you guys liked this video, feel free to leave a comment, see how I did. Hopefully it inspires someone to take a step, take a leap of faith in something that they've been wanting to do for a while. And until next time.